Okay, guys, next podcast time. Me and Killey. Got a bunch of things to talk about. Killey, on a scale of 1 to 5, how happy are you right now?
3.
That's pretty damn happy, man. So we got a bunch of things to talk about. First, we got to talk about Capcom Cup, and then we're going to talk about some King of Fighters, and then we're going to talk about F.A.N.G, and then maybe some Guilty Gear, the beta coming up this weekend, and the Akuma trailer for Tekken. So, got a bunch of things to talk about. Hopefully we can get through this pretty fast, Killey, because I know you got to work tomorrow. So, let's get started. Capcom Cup. How'd you feel about Capcom Cup, Killey?
I thought it was really good. Tournament was amazing.
Yeah, man, there's
uh,
a lot of people
huge.
at my place, and we were just chilling, just watching the whole thing. And it was a long tournament, but a lot of good matches. Kind of sucked that there was two streams though for the losers
Uh,
bracket and winners bracket, but
I didn't mind. At least they showed all the matches, right? And they
hmm
didn't play any off stream because that would have sucked even more if they had to play off stream.
yeah, I guess so. Hey,
So having two
but we
simultaneous,
had like multi Twitch it, and then when we saw one match, it's like, no, we're gonna watch this match, so we had to like run back and forth to my computer because my computer's hooked up to my TV, and we're all on the couch. And then we had to constantly maximize this and then minimize that. So it's just back and forth. It's
yeah,
pretty
but
crazy. Pick or choose our matches.
yeah, that's the only downside when you're playing multiple matches on different streams. It's just you have to pick and choose which ones you want to watch.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, I like that fast pace. Helps you get through the brackets faster as well. You
hmm
don't miss any matches if later on because there's always the archive.
There wasn't as
Production,
much
but
downtime, this
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Like there was
It,
so
it
many matches and
like Capcom Cup this year, like they were just banging matches out one after another,
yeah,
and there was barely any breaks, and they didn't fill it with like fluff like last year.
it was more well organized for sure.
Yeah, there was like some production issues. Like at one point, you could see like the teleprompter script or like some text notepad, something came up. A bunch of like little hiccups here and there.
Yeah.
The filters that they had going on were like goofy with
Which filters?
the split face.
Oh yeah.
I loved how there's like one Reddit image or something like that
I
where it's
thought
like
I thought they messed up on something, but then when we saw it happen with everyone, then we're like, oh, this is intentional. It was
I
really
hope it
weird.
wasn't intentional. If it was, man, it just there's that one image
I
where
love
some
Shins, man, with the
oh the Yuri
Yori
hair.
hair, so
I like
badass, dude.
I like Punko's because he's like all over the place. He's like phasing through both filters. Like his whole body goes through like both filters. It's just
Yeah.
hilarious. But
I
there's like one Reddit image where it's like Capcom filters reminds me of this. It's like a picture of a chunk from the Goonies, and then they put the filter on him.
That's awesome, man.
So
The
godlike.
baby Ruth.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Uh, I also like the little stats they had in between everyone before the match, and Daigo's the only one that had legend on it. Then everyone was like, no fear or mix up heavy or whatever. A lot of funny things to describe
Why
the
was
voice.
Clutch a floppy disk? Can someone explain to that? Why is Clutch floppy disk?
I thought it meant something like downloaded. You know what I mean?
No,
Like
no,
they
no.
figured
Download
them
was
out.
the satellite. It was the
Yeah.
little satellite.
Oh, was
That's all-
it?
Yeah. But
Hmm.
Clutch was representative of a floppy disk.
And you're sure it was a floppy disk?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe someone in the chat can let us know what it meant. That's pretty funny. So let's talk about the players.
A lot of upsets.
Would you consider them upsets though?
The
Like,
playing field is
look at the
rather
caliber
even,
of players, man.
but like, would you expect some of those players to go 0 and 2?
Well, yeah,
Like,
someone's got to go 0 and 2.
I know, but like of those players, the ones that went 0 and 2, like, would you ever think Bonchan would have gone 0 and 2? That was rough to see, man.
Yeah, I guess I would have to look at the bracket really closely to predict an 0 and 2. But yeah, I wanted Bonchan to make it a lot, further than he did, for sure. But at the same time, there's a lot of players who made it a lot farther than I thought they would. Like Mise.
Yeah, there was a lot of surprises for us.
hmm
Some like I think they had like a fantasy bracket going, and there was a couple people that were pretty spot on with like first and second.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a really interesting tournament. A lot of unexpected results for up until top 8, I think,
hmm
was rather unexpected.
hmm So how do you want to do this? Do you want to talk about the players you felt that underperformed first, or you want to talk
Yeah,
about
let's do
how do
that.
you want to do this?
Let's do underperformed players.
Okay. All right. So I guess Bonchan.
Yeah, man.
So who did Bonchan lose to?
Mise first, and then who was the second guy that he lost to?
You have the bracket.
No, I don't.
Maybe you can try to find the bracket, maybe. But the first thing I'll talk about the Mise. Like the thing is that Mise like overperformed. You know, he did incredible. So I guess that makes sense why he would take out Bonchan. But I don't know about the Makoto like Sagat matchup. You know, Sagat's just been getting nerfed like every single version, so it's always an uphill battle for Bonchan to stick through with the character.
Yeah, and Bonchan said he was scared of that match.
And I like character loyalists. You know, people that stick with one character throughout the entire tournament. You know, Mise is one of them. Bonchan is another one of them. You know, Daigo and Kazunoko, Tokido. Well, Tokido sometimes switches it up, but for the most part, I like it when they just stick with one character all the way through. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
a lot of people like that, right?
That character loyalty.
I figured there'd be a lot more counter picking this tournament.
Yeah, there wasn't
a lot more Elenas.
Yeah,
but I think it's just that everyone, like, consciously knew that everyone's going to counter pick someone and everyone's going to prepare for Elena, and I guess no one just bothered to go with it. I guess.
Well, Zen was choosing multiple characters, same with Gamer B, but like and Infiltration as well. So the people who are known for counterpicking, Dako, the people who were known for counterpicking did do counterpicks, but not all of them were successful.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of surprising because they didn't quite go with the counterpicks that you expected.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, okay. I got the bracket up here.
Okay.
Let's see.
You got a link for me?
Yeah, I sent it to you on Skype. I already did.
Okay.
And it looks like Bonchan lost to Zhaohai afterwards.
Okay.
Man, Zhaohai in first round losers? That's crazy.
Yeah, well, someone's got to go in the losers on the first round, man, you know? There's so many heavy hitters. So, you want to talk about someone else who
underperformed?
Yeah.
Let's see. Who are the people that...
the O2 monsters, man.
Nemo going 0-2.
Yeah, that was really surprising. I was hoping Nemo would make it a lot further.
Yeah, I mean, he has
He's another character loyalist, you know? Relento.
Such a interesting playstyle with Relento.
Mm-hmm.
Tends to, like, lose gas. Like, he starts off really strong, and then he loses gas, like, midway through. Especially if it drags on.
Are you implying that, like, he relies on gimmicks and stuff?
No, I don't think, not necessarily gimmicks. It's just, like, I don't know, he gets so much momentum, and then, like, halfway through the set, it's just, he can't, like, clutch it out or whatever.
Really?
I say clutch it out, but he just can't, like, finish it off. I've seen it, like, multiple times where he's, like, gets, like, a first two games right away, and then, like, the third game, all of a sudden he loses, like, 3-0 after or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, like,
I know he got knocked out by Valmaster.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch that match. We were watching a different match, too.
Yeah.
That would have been a good one.
We were all over the place. And then he lost to Dashio?
Well, he lost to Dashio first, and then Valmaster eliminated him.
Yeah.
So, I love how, like, the theme of Capcom Cup's intro videos is, like, talk shit, then go, like, 0-2.
Yeah, that's really funny. Yeah, so guys, a lot of the intros were players talking shit, and most of the time, if you talk shit, you were the one who's gonna lose. That's the pattern we noticed when we were watching it, because we were laughing a lot at all the shit talking, like 801 Strider, and then all this other stuff. And word on the street is that during the event, the players were told to talk shit to create some hype when people were watching. So I don't know if they intended to do it, just so you guys know. But it was funny. It was entertaining, for sure. But like, Tokido saying random stuff like he's random, and it was kind of out of character,
Yeah.
But with Nemo losing to Dashio, it says here that it went 1 round each for both matches. And then when Nemo fought Valmaster, he lost 2 rounds at the start, and then he won 1 round. So Nemo, it was like close, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like every match was close. He didn't just get destroyed. But that's just the way it is,
Yeah.
The best of 3. So.
Who had the best shit talk video? I think it was Mago. That was my
Yeah,
person.
Mago's good because it was subtle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't blatant. You just had you listen to it and you're like, okay, and you're like, wait a second, what? You know what I mean? He just basically said that he didn't want to practice for his first two matches and just focus
Yeah.
on Momochi. It was really good, and he held that, didn't he?
Yeah. He beat Dark J1 and then he lost to Human Bomb.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
he didn't make it to round 3 as he expected, but neither did Momochi.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Okay. Other person underperformed. Justin?
Um, I think Justin underperformed in terms of like what his expectations were, but I don't think it came as a surprise to the majority of people.
What are you trying to say, Killey?
He
I'm
doesn't take
sorry,
it.
man. I just like putting you on the spot.
I don't know. I mean, he was training up hard for it, but his level of competition, like, I honestly thought he could have been Tom P because I know
The
that
Viper
Justin
player,
uses,
right?
yeah, Justin uses Rose and he also uses Elena. Both are pretty bad matchups for Viper, especially Elena because her neutral, crouching hitbox,
Yeah.
low profile is a lot of Viper stuff like Thunder Knuckle and burn kicks and stuff like that. So I was actually quite surprised that he didn't choose Elena for that matchup, but I don't know like whether he was confident in his Elena or not.
Yeah.
But I think that would have been a better pick overall.
Yeah.
So,
I just find it funny because like I've never heard of that Viper player before. I'm like, who is
Monkey?
that? Yeah.
Oh my
And then
God.
you were bitching at me. You
Yeah, I
were
was
like,
bitching
how do you
at you
not
because
know? And I'm like, I seriously don't know who this person is.
Pompey's, yeah, he's been playing for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't like one of the most notable Viper players, but he like of the Viper players, he's like considered probably
Who's that Viper player that won SPL? That's my favorite Viper player.
Kabetsu.
Who is he?
Kabetsu.
Ah, yeah, I really liked his Viper and the color that he chose, the KOF color, that nasty like greenish brown color.
Yeah,
It's the best.
yeah.
It's the best. Yeah, I guess you're right about Justin. The odds weren't in his favor.
No.
But he did try really hard to get as far as he could in this tournament.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's a little disappointed at it.
Oh, he was really disappointed with his performance.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, there was a lot of like 0-2s. Dominion went 0-2, I think. Did he go 0-2?
Oh,
Yeah, Dominion went 0-2.
I wanted Daimin to win that match against Daigo so badly, man.
Yeah, but you're a Daigo hater.
I'm not a Daigo hater.
You're
Now
a
you're putting
fucking
me
Daigo
on the spot.
I'm
on the
putting
podcast.
you on the spot, man.
All that anger built up from Kill, and he unleashed it. You're putting your cards on the table now. You're putting your cards on the table now. 13
Revealing
minutes
the
in the
cards.
podcast.
Revealing the cards.
I'm not a Daigo hater, man. We'll let the YouTube decide if I'm a Daigo hater. I'm very neutral on Daigo. I just like to tease the Daigo all the time.
That's the most fraudulent thing I've ever heard from you.
What the fuck are you talking about, man? I just like seeing Daigo get blown up. That's all. It doesn't mean I'm a hater. I just like seeing him get blown up. What's the problem with that? I like controversy. What the hell, man?
Oh, jeez. Every time, man.
I always find it amusing that everyone just says how invincible Daigo is, and then he usually gets blown up.
Yeah,
That's all. I just
blown
find it amusing. It's okay. I gotta hold that because fucking Daigo got second,
Oh, yeah.
right? So I gotta hold that. So it's all good, I'm sure all the Daigo fans can rub that in on me on the comments. Sure, show me this time. Yeah. Daigo was playing to prove me wrong. But seriously, I wanted Daimon to win that match. It was
He had
possible.
the potential. He
Definitely had the potential with the matchup and all that.
Like,
so.
I would have thought Guile versus Evil Ryu would have been more evenish.
Yeah.
But man, did he get manhandled?
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
Let's see, who else? 801 Strider, man. Oh, man.
He
After
was
all the
talking a
shit
lot
talk
of shit.
shit on Twitter was insane.
Yeah, he was talking shit on Twitter too. He said, what was it? Something like
Spoiler
spoilers.
alert, I'm gonna make it very far in the tournament.
Yeah.
I've been so prepared for a tournament in my life. And
He
then
was
he goes
pumped up.
0-2.
He was definitely pumped up, but then and then his tweet changed to spoilers. I'm going 0-2. Well, he didn't change it. I'm just joking around. I like Strider. I'm not. It's just that it was just amusing because
He was feeling himself a little too hard. But
yeah.
Like, he did play phenomenal, and he was like the
course.
person that brought it down that close against Kazunoko. But he
Mhm.
did train trained for that first match really hard.
Well,
Like
didn't he like fly his
spent,
friend down or something?
yeah, he flew down to Xinjiang,
Uh-huh.
paid for his flight and everything, flew down to Xinjiang, had him analyze Kazunoko's videos, and then they went over the matchup
Mm-hmm.
nonstop. So he's like really prepared for the match, but obviously like Xinjiang isn't gonna play to Kazunoko's level.
Yeah, how do you prepare against Kazunoko's Yan, you know?
But better than nothing, right?
Yeah. Well, I respect the dedication.
Yeah.
I respect it,
The
man.
prep work was very admirable, but
Mhm.
and he was very close. He almost beat Kazunoko.
Yes.
Probably
Yes.
the only player that managed to really bring it down to Kazunoko.
Yes, and don't forget, Kazunoko was undefeated the entire tournament.
Yep.
Which is godlike.
Insane.
Godlike. Yeah.
But it's like, and then afterwards he lost to Luffy. So I don't know if he prepped for the thought of losing the first match.
Yeah.
But again, do you think, was like between Problem X and Luffy, it's like, do you think Luffy would lose or whatever? Like they had a lot of history, and unless you did a lot of research into that history, I think people would have placed their bets on Luffy winning that. But Problem X has gone back and forth with Luffy.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a
I wonder
coin
if they were
flip.
angry playing each other on the first match. Because, you know, they play each other all the time. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
you know, the first match, you run into somebody you play all the time. I guess that's kind of, you know.
I think Problem X was okay with it because there is a lot of history between the two anyway. So it's
Okay.
like people like if you want to advance, I'd rather play against someone I'm familiar with than someone I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, he was pretty pumped when he won. So yeah, that's pretty much the people who kind of
Got blown up?
who got blown up.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, Momochi kind of underperformed as well. I think considering he was Evo champ and then last year's Capcom Cup winner, I think he went like what 1-2, something like that.
Oh, I can check out for you.
He won his first.
He lost 2-0 to Punko.
And then
And then he lost 2-0 to Luffy.
yeah, so he went 1-2.
Ah, okay. And it was Luffy destroyed him. Like he didn't win a single round.
2-0.
Yeah. And honestly though, like Momochi, I'm sure a lot of people prepared against him because he was definitely one of the people that everyone was watching out for.
Yeah.
So, but Momoshi's got a bunch of different characters too, so he had a lot of chances. So what now? You want to talk about people that destroyed?
Yeah, people who did well. Let's see. Shiro did surprisingly well. I mean, he didn't make it too far, but
What was up with Shiro's pose, man, before his matches?
oh, the Abel pose.
That's what that was?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was something completely different.
No.
Okay.
Some people compared it to that drowsy Pokemon.
That's what I was thinking. That's funny.
Oh, Fudo underperformed, I think. Fudo got 1-2 as well. Like he
Yeah.
just did like terribly.
Mm-hmm. Well, you wanted Tokido to make it a lot further, though.
Yeah, actually, I wanted Tokido to win the
And it
tournament.
was part of our group prediction.
Yeah.
So as soon as he lost, we looked at each other, we're like, no, fuck!
It's like, we just need 2 more. And then the Infiltration lost beforehand. We're like, crap!
I know, man. It was
Well, we
messed
got at
up.
least
We
one out
put
of
bets on these players, and we would have lost a lot of money that night. That's funny.
Well, you have to predict.
I thought Snake Eyes did really well.
Okay, after losing the first game, like that was...
I was kind of worried. But
yeah, that was a bad look. But then he managed to pick it up afterwards, so...
He got 5th place, didn't he? Yeah, he got 5th, man. That's... With Zangief, man, that's amazing. And he got so much publicity lately, too.
Yeah, with that
So
Red
a lot
Bull.
of people were, like, familiar with him. Even people that weren't playing fighting games. So it's made a lot more hype, you know, him making it so far. So that's pretty cool.
Who else did? Human Bomb did surprisingly well, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure Lapshi was happy.
When it was hilarious because there was like a story they were telling. Human Bomb was playing Snake Eyes, and it was tied 2-2, and then he counterpicked Snake Eyes with Sagat, and I heard that laugh. She was like, "Yay!" The crowd is going, "Yeah!" It's like I wouldn't count on it or something. He said some offhanded remark like Snake Eyes knows the Sagat matchup really well.
Mm.
And then like Human Bomb gets blown the fuck up. It's just like it was so free.
It was the curse.
It was so bad. It's
It
like
was the curse.
I'm sure Lefty was just like fuck
know,
when he saw
man.
that.
That's funny. Every time like I see these players like Infiltration or Gamer B, I always think about the time I told Lapchi to sponsor these players, man. Back at like the very first Evo. Remember the Evo we went to when we saw Infiltration for the first time?
Yeah, 2010.
2010. I remember that's when I first saw Infiltration play with Akuma, and just his style, you know. And I was just like, man, this guy's playing so nuts. And I remember telling Lapchi because that's when he was gonna start sponsoring players for Canada Cup or whatever.
I think it was like in 2011, right?
Yeah, and I was talking to Lapchi in the hotel. And I'm like, man, dude, you should sponsor this Infiltration player. He's gonna be good someday. Like, I'm telling you, man. And Gamer B too. I'm like, this Gamer B guy is really good, man. Like, these are two guys you should sponsor. But then, Lapchi was telling me about, like, he wanted, Canadian players. And I was like, well, I don't know, man. Like, if you watch sports, hockey teams, like, Edmonton Oilers is not just Edmonton players,
Yeah,
Like,
well,
it's
it's mixed.
it's mixed. And
You
then,
eventually branched out, but yeah. I can understand the initial, like, focus on Canadian players.
And then there you go. And then a couple years later, Infiltration.
The hilarious part
Just
is,
monsters.
both Infiltration and Gamer B uploading videos on your YouTube channel too.
Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys knew this, but like, Infiltration, Gamer B, and all them, like, they would just message me on Skype and then give me their replays for their matches, and I'd upload it on the channel for them. And like all these players that were like uploading videos from you, like,
Yeah, you had Ryan
making
Hart.
it so Reinhardt,
Laugh.
Infiltration, Laugh.
Eric.
Like every player, man, was just performing so well. It was really funny. It was like the replay of champions on my channel. It was pretty good, man.
Gamer B was asking, he's like, "Oh, do you want me to put like VesperArcade as a sponsor?" And then you're like, "No,
No,
man, don't
I
do
said
that."
no. I didn't want them to do that. That would, oh no. It'd be funny, but no. Yeah, they would have did it though, but no. I want to see like VesperArcade Infiltration. That would have been very
Considering that you
awkward.
did-
Everyone would be like, "What the fuck is going on?" We were gonna do it as a joke though, but
Yeah.
He was willing to do it
Did
back then,
you
though.
do anything for
Gamer
them.
B was willing to do it too. That's really funny.
Could have
For
changed
that
the
evil,
face.
yeah.
You could have changed the face.
Yeah, could have. It would have been just a funny joke. So
Yeah.
if you guys want to win Evo, just start uploading replays on my channel. Apparently, you'll be gifted. Who else performed very well? Infiltration was using a lot of Chun-Li.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
His Chun-Li is really good. We saw it at Evo. It was really solid. It worked out for the most part. You also had the Capre. But I don't think he used the Akuma at all.
No.
It was strictly just the Capre and Chun-Li. I could be mistaken.
Infiltration, he looked like he wanted to concentrate on one or two characters tops. Like, it didn't look like he wanted to go crazy and use a bunch of different characters. He wanted
But
to,
he can, though. That's the skill.
He could. That's the crazy part. But I think he just wanted to focus on a few. Infiltration is known for like over preparing for matches too. Like having all the notes on his phone, and even Daigo had like his PSP with all his notes on it too, and match videos and stuff. So, and he was watching it in between matches. So it was pretty strange seeing Infiltration not use too many characters, but yeah, he stuck it out with Chun-Li and DeCapri.
You did well, anyways. So almost, I think top 8 for sure.
What about Knuckle Dew, man? Knuckle Dew, I really liked his like videos because he's just so chillax, He's like, yeah, I just came back from vacation, haven't really played. He's got the sunglasses. He just looked like he doesn't give a fuck, you know what I mean? And he did pretty well too.
What did he do? I think he went 1 and 2. So not
let's check.
great, but okay. For expectations wise.
Was he the only like American that made it past the first round?
Yes, in winners, yes.
Yeah, so that's what made it so funny,
Yeah, because everyone else was like so confident.
And he put on the shades too in the first match. Like,
against
he embraced the crowd right at the start, Yeah, Knuckle Dew is always very entertaining to watch. Really funny.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, he did it against Mise, but who did he play for?
But he uses a different.
Oh, he
ultra.
lost. He lost first round.
What?
Did he? Hang on, let me double check.
Oh wait, I think you're right.
No, second round. He
went Shao Hai first.
Yeah, he beat Zhao Hai, but he put the
2-0
glasses
both
on
rounds.
against Mise.
Yeah.
And then Mise just went
overperformed.
non-stop axe kicks on him.
Yeah, he had Mise at the start. It looked like it was his, and then
Yeah.
Mise just started spamming axe kicks, and it didn't look like Knuckle Dew had an answer for it, and then he just abused it for the rest of the match.
Yep.
So
Then
there's that.
By the way, the Team Liquid jacket, man, that jacket's so nice.
You like it?
I love it.
It's similar to like the Cloud9 jacket too.
It looks really cool.
Really?
I like it.
Is that what you want for Christmas, Killey?
No.
I can buy you a Team Liquid jacket if you want.
No.
We got some Team Liquid players in Edmonton, you know.
Yeah, I recall.
Yeah.
Also have some complexity players, if I remember right.
Yeah. City of has-beens, man.
City of has-beens. Hey man, I think our team made it to the playoffs. Or is close. Oilers.
Oilers?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. McDavid, man, with the broken collarbone, dude.
I don't remember.
I like Knuckle Do. He uses a different ultra for DiCaprio than Infiltration.
Yeah, he always goes for the Fireball Ultra.
Mm-hmm. And do you think it's because like his reactions are not as good as Infiltration on that other ultra?
Maybe his
reactions are really good.
Yeah, Infiltration's execution reactions are really good. Maybe Knuckle Do wasn't as confident with it.
I see. So it's just...
or he's got more setups. Maybe he just prefers it because there's a lot more setups with the Ultra one.
Yeah, maybe Infiltration uses the air grab Ultra just because it complements his playstyle better.
Yeah.
Who else are we going to talk about? Overperforming. Mise?
Yeah, let's start with Mise. Man.
That was like the favorite pretty much besides Kyoma, right?
I don't think he... Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, Mise he looked really sad when he lost too, man.
Yeah.
He was so close, you know?
Who did Mise... Oh, yeah, Mise
He made it all the way up to Kazunoko, and Kazunoko destroyed him.
Yeah.
He didn't win a single round. And it was best of 5.
Yeah.
And he didn't lose a single round, okay?
It was Mise that eliminated Infiltration. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Mise left the trail.
And then he took out Tokido.
Yeah.
Before that, sorry.
He took out both of our guys! He took out both of our guys in our top 3.
Oh, fuck, I didn't even realize that.
Tokido and Infiltration. Oh, man. And then he lost to Punko.
I didn't even realize that. That was good, man. That's funny, because we were cheering for Mise, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he made against Punko. It was close, a lot back and forth. But then Punko, took him out. And yeah, Mise played really well, and he was a character loyalist, which was pretty cool, man.
And Makoto's not amazing. She's pretty good.
Fun to watch, though.
Yeah, definitely. Very explosive, but that's kind of the character design.
Yeah. And then Punko.
Yeah, he performed amazing. I didn't expect him to make it that far.
Yeah, me neither. So I was really surprised him making it far. He's always fun to watch too, man.
And I think without Punko, that makes the MVP of the tournament Kyoma.
People said that Mise was the MVP, but I personally liked watching Kyoma play. Just because he was like the most underrated player there, man. No one expected him to get far.
Yeah, because he kind of flew. I don't know if.
Okay, well, first it all started off with what's his name that went to Brazil and thought it was free for an easy placement.
Oh no, it was Haitani.
Haitani, say.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like all these majors going on, and Haitani's like, "Yo, I need to get into this tournament, this Capcom Cup." It's like, what's the freest tournament I could find? So he flies down to Brazil. There's like no one there, and then he gets destroyed by Kyoma in the grand finals. And then I watched this Kyoma play. I'm like, man, this guy's really good. Like, he's really, really good. And then he was against Snake Eyes. And then I forgot what Snake Eyes' like intro video was, but saying something about Kyoma. It's not as good as 801, but his corner game is good. It's better.
Like there's his scramble game, and his corner game was a lot better than 801. Yeah. Not a lot, but he said it was better than 801's. But he said overall, as an able player, he's not as good as 801.
Yeah, and then like that was one of the first matches too. And then Kyoma destroys Snake Eyes, and I just remember we were just laughing so hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, but Snake Eyes did get his revenge because he was the one that ultimately took him out, which is cool. So he got a little double jeopardy at the very end. And he was able to adapt and defeat Kyoma. So that was good. But Kyoma, man, like, watching his matches was so hilarious. His comeback potential was just insane. So many good comebacks.
Reads were incredible.
Really good under pressure, and his reads were crazy. Like, so many double tornado throws,
Yeah, double, triple, man. And he almost beat Zen, too.
Good option selects, too, with the jumping medium kick. Option select? Yeah, jumping medium kick. And if they backdash, he does the ultra.
Oh, was it jumping? Maybe. I can't remember. He also did.
I think he did on Gamer B.
He also did EX change of direction, and he used the armor as an anti-air. And then if he flipped them in the air, he went straight into ultra.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff with like ultra.
Just really good like confirms off like stray hits.
Yeah, and just
like,
took advantage of the
he's
utility
really used
that
to
Abel
the
has.
situation. Like he's really used to the situations.
Mm-hmm.
Comes up often for him, but yeah, when he lost to Zen, it was just because Zen like neutral jumped and he went EX Skyfall, and it whiffed, and he was so confident that it was gonna hit. Like you could car it. He's like, I don't need to car this. Like I'm pretty sure this is gonna hit, and then it whiffed, and he's like, frick, I should have carred it, right?
You think that would have changed a lot of things?
Yeah, because if he carred it, he would have won.
No, but I mean like in the tournament.
Oh, in the tournament? yeah. If he had been...
Then he would have had to play Punko.
So that I don't know what would have happened in that match. That's a tough one. But
he would have played Punko, and then Itabashi would have to play Shen.
Yeah. That's
what it would have changed.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that could have changed a lot in the bracket.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of things could have changed a lot in the bracket.
Kilman was personally my favorite player to watch that tournament. What about you?
He was definitely the MVP of the tournament.
Who was your favorite to watch?
That's a good question. Don't really know, honestly. They were all pretty good matches. I don't really have a particular favorite. I just enjoyed all the matches that I watched.
That's good, man. Okay, let's talk about the heavy hitters now. You want to get to Shen?
Yes.
So Shen was our only hope. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He's our only hope. He was our only hope after what's his name took out our boys, Misei.
Yeah.
So we were cheering for Shen, and he did well. He kind of hit
man, he did really
a pit
well.
stop when he fought Daigo though, and tried to counterpick him again.
Yeah, with Dalsum? Oh, man.
I can't believe he did that, because obviously Daigo would be prepared for that at that point, you know.
But you gotta test it, man. You gotta test it.
Then he picked Dalsum again.
That was the mistake.
He picked him twice, man. He was stubborn about it.
I think because in the first game, like, he was in the corner. He had the life lead, too, I think.
Okay.
Then he was in the corner, and then he was, like, finally getting Daigo off of him, because Daigo was just, like, rushed down, right?
Yeah.
And then he did EX Yoga Fire.
And then
Daigo ultraed right through it. And you're like, oh man, that's when you go, he knows the matchup.
Oh yeah, we were laughing. We're like, no! Oh, it was hard to watch, man.
And then that's when, that should have been like a sign, like, he knows the matchup.
Yeah.
Time to switch it up, right? But no, he's stuck with Dalsum for another.
Daigo was like looking at his PSP during the match, and he was watching that last Dalsum match from last year, and he was fucking ready. You know what I mean?
I'm glad he was ready though, because I would have.
Yeah. If you would have lost to Dalsum again, it would have been like, oh man, seriously.
Prepare for this matchup, man.
Yeah, so he lost to Daigo, and then who did he get eliminated by?
It was Daigo. Yeah, it was Daigo.
Oh yeah, you're right. Daigo's the one who eliminated him, and Shen was the one that put him in the losers bracket in the first place.
Kazunoko put him in the losers bracket.
What did I say?
You said Shen.
Oh.
Yeah, Kazunoko sent Shen to losers. 3-0.
Put Shen in the losers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he got beat by first and second place.
Yep.
Yeah.
No shame in that.
No, definitely not. Especially when third place was like, how much money? Like $20,000 or something like that?
More than Evo.
Yeah, more than Evo. Shen got third, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was Kazunoko, Daigo, Shen. And fourth was Punko, and then fifth was Snake Eyes. Okay.
So, talk about Daigo, second place.
You want to talk about Daigo now?
Yeah.
So Daigo surprised me, because apparently by Killey I'm a Daigo hater, but he surprised me. He did, and he did amazing. It's always a treat watching his Evo Ryu. And his placement of his Ultra 2 when people neutral jump, and
he FADC'd it into Ultra 2.
Execution was on point. Everything was on point. But when he fought Kazunoko just had his number. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
man. It was just
He
you
just
think
had his number. It was crazy.
like Kazunoko. Like look at that. Kazunoko beat him at Master Series in that first to 7. It was like maybe 7-6 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then he 7-0'd him in Topanga.
Did
And then
he?
yeah, like Kazunoko 7-0'd Daigo. And then he 3-0'd him in winners finals or something, or winners semis. Like, oh man, like Kazunoko is just
He's just got his number, man. I don't. You know what I mean?
well, it's just like the character, right? Like just like Evil is very footsie oriented, right? Foot zoning. Then you got Yun, who just kind of like ignores footsies.
I feel like Evil Ryu and Yun are the two best characters in the game.
Yeah.
So it was fitting that that was the first and second place. Both character loyalists. Daigo has been sticking with Vanilla Ryu at the start, transitions to Evil Ryu, so really close to the same character, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kazunoko was sticking to Young from the beginning.
Yeah.
When he was just a god, got nerfed this shit, and then back to a god again. So it's really interesting to see these guys play. It looked like Daigo just destroyed everybody throughout the turn, but when he hit Kazunoko, he lost pretty bad, and then, well, it went 3-2. No, yeah, that was the grand final. Sorry.
Yeah, 3-2.
When they first played each other, I'm trying to find the score here.
The
3-0.
Yeah, it was 3-0.
Yeah, and then he put into losers. So Daigo's like, oh man, he destroyed him. So when they fought again, it looked like Daigo was doing some really risky shit.
He had to.
He was playing ham. Like, Daigo was doing some really crazy, risky uppercuts. And then he was taking rounds off Kazunoko. But once Kazunoko realized, hey, Daigo is taking a lot of risks right now, he took advantage of it and then started, playing more conservatively and then ultimately beat Daigo. It was just like as if Daigo just couldn't beat him straight up,
Like, you couldn't play the game that he wanted to play. Like
yeah.
That traditional footsie zoning game. Just
yeah.
But Yun has way too many ways around it, and he just couldn't keep him contained. And he had to play very unorthodox. Like, in order to beat dive kicks, he had to go air to air a lot of the time rather than the straight DP. Just too many ways to like manipulate the dive kicks to make DP an unreliable anti-air against them.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to resort to like jump back jab, jump back fierce, jump back roundhouse, jump forward roundhouse, like every freaking air normal you could think of. He used to beat dive kicks, but it put him at a disadvantageous situation because you go air to air, beat him, but then Kazunoko lands first, and now he's at frame disadvantage.
And just the EX command grab threat, it turns Yun into just an absolute monster.
With the dive kicks and the frame trap game and like how Kazunoko like Yun's a character that can bypass footsies, but doesn't mean that Kazunoko doesn't have footsies himself.
Yeah.
But with all his things combined, like Daigo was very afraid of pushing buttons against him because he didn't want to get caught by like a dive kick or by a frame trap. Because all those lead into huge damage for Yun, especially when he has red focus. So he played it conservatively, and what did he do? He's like, what did Kazunoko do? He just tossed him. Mm-hmm. Then he dash tossed him again. Dash command grab, and it's like, oh my god, that sequence of events. And that happened multiple times against Daigo. It's like you had Daigo so scared, and then you conditioned him, and then finally you just command grabbed him. And then like after doing that so many times with Daigo, that's when Daigo started to just do these uppercuts, these wake up uppercuts, because he's like, I can't just sit here and down back him forever.
And it was working for a bit. A bit.
Well, he took 2 games off of him when he shifted to a more risky strategy, right?
Yeah.
So he was on the verge of resetting it, but then Kazunoko just again adapted and then won that last game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, that was an intense $60,000 money match.
No kidding. So, two of your favorite matches from that tournament.
What are my favorite 2 matches?
Yeah.
I really liked the Kiyoma Snake Eyes, the first match, because it got me hyped. Like that was the first match. Let's get it started. You know what I mean? So, just seeing that was really entertaining. My second favorite match? Oh, that's a good question, man. I'm like looking at the bracket right now.
One of my favorites was Daigo versus Infiltration.
Yeah?
The history between these two, and then you finally get to see.
The comeback that Daigo got was so disgusting.
He stole it, man. He stole it. I can't believe
thieves.
That was just insane.
Yeah.
Like, Daigo had no life, and then he was playing very cautiously, and Infiltration was like not committing to anything too because he didn't want to risk it.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, like Daigo's like, okay, like time's running low. I gotta make something happen. So he's like dashing in, pressuring infiltration,
Mm-hmm.
and then he lands the hop kick into the EX Tatsu.
Mm-hmm.
So that causes infiltration to fly all the way to the corner and then knockdown. And Daigo, did he? No, there was like a different sequence of events. I can't remember. He got him in the corner basically, gets another knockdown, and then he's like whiffs an axe kick or something like that, and then goes EX axe kick, which is the overhead.
Yeah,
and
from what I remember, Daigo went double dash, then he went forward medium kick, and then I think he did another forward medium kick into EX Tatsu.
Yeah.
And then he hit him with the axe kick juggle, which put him in the corner.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then
yeah,
he did EX axe kick, and then with the overhead, and then beat him with that. From what I remember.
Yeah. That was the sequence. Yeah, I completely forgot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he just had that knockdown and then went for the EX overhead,
Mm-hmm.
and then infiltration got caught. And then that was it. You're like, wow, I can't believe he did that.
Yeah.
I would have been so scared of like EX.
Oh yeah, of course.
Spinning bird kick or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because in that situation, I mean, he's in chip damage range. Why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And he had him so scared that he didn't even bother the reversal. And then he got hit by the overhead and lost that round. That's like, wow, crazy match.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the bracket. Honestly, every match from Kiyoma was like really entertaining to watch. To be honest, for me,
there were a lot of good ones from Kiyoma.
Yeah, but overall the tournament was great. No real complaints.
Nope.
DJ iPad was back, but he was like in the background.
Yep.
So, honestly, everything was good. It's really good. Honestly, the only disappointing thing I could think of was like the Street Fighter V announcements at the end. Like I was hyped for like a last boss reveal or maybe show off like a teaser for the DLC characters coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Like Alex or Urine or something. I was really pumped up for a really good Street Fighter V announcement, and we didn't get anything.
Nope.
So they showed the intro, but it was a teaser of the intro.
Yeah.
And it's like I could care less anyways. So
it looked very pretty though.
Sorry?
It looked very pretty though.
Yeah, with the art style on that. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the only disappointing thing I can think of. It's not even related to the tournament.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with Kazunoko winning. I would rather him win instead of Daigo, just because I feel like Kazunoko. Daigo's already rich. Kazunoko getting the money it's good.
Kazunoko is unsponsored. He had all those problems with his previous sponsor, and like kind of like this limbo right now. And then
don't get me wrong, the better player should always win. It shouldn't be about who deserves the money more.
Yeah.
But I just like how it turned out. You know what I mean? So everyone plays well. Our predictions were off, but honestly, everyone's was.
Yeah.
If you look at the comments on our YouTube video, there's a lot of predictions that were off. It's just because it's so hard to predict. Just so many heavy hitters.
Yeah. What I found it hilarious is like Snake Eyes, like SF4 players are like the best, and then a Guilty Gear player won Capcom Cup. So godlike.
I think he's more of a Street Fighter player now, Killey. I think, but that was basically might be the last biggest tournament for Street Fighter 4.
Pretty much.
So, rip Street Fighter 4. Rip. 7 years, man. 7 years. It's pretty nuts. Good mixture of characters. Pretty happy with the result.
Yep.
So let's move on, man.
Next topic.
Next topic is Kingdom Fighters 14.
Oh, yes.
So this will be mostly you talking, but what do you want to talk about with KOF 14?
It was at PS Experience.
Did you watch all the matches?
No, I didn't watch all the matches. I just watched some of the highlight ones.
Mm-hmm. But you were getting kind of hyped with some of the players playing, right?
Yeah. They had a match of Zerohai versus Dako, and like that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It basically, most people said like it looks a lot better in person, but obviously it's still dated a little bit. It needs a little bit more refinement in the graphics. But they said from a gameplay perspective, it plays like a KOF game. So my major concerns kind of been addressed with that aspect.
And that's all you care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few concerns I have. Like they said jumps are a little bit floaty, so that's a little bit disappointing.
Okay.
I hope they kind of refine that because KOF has 4 different jump arcs. And if they're floaty, it's like, easier to cross up now because than KOF 13. KOF 13 made some changes where in the console version where like it was really hard to cross someone up in KOF 13. You need like a really specific setup or some sort of back turn combo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else is? Oh yeah, CD what was blowback, standing blowbacks. They're like wall bounce now, so that's really crazy.
What is that, like the alpha counter?
No, there's just CD when like neutral CD,
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
the C button and the D button. So your two heavy buttons, if you push that together, they do what they call like blowback.
Oh yeah,
Not
that's
necessarily
like the
blowback, but
leaning
like
shoulder move that everyone has.
yeah, not
What's the
necessarily
point of it?
shoulder. It's a different hitbox, and like it basically caused a knockdown if you hit with it. So it was like a footsie tool.
It's like a universal command normal that everyone has.
Yeah, everyone has a CD.
Okay.
So you got a jumping CD and you got a standing CD. Plus, if you do an in-block stun, it's an alpha counter,
Okay.
stuff like that. So now a neutral CD causes a wall bounce,
Okay.
which is really crazy because I've never done that before that I can remember anyways.
A bounce or a splat? Like does
It looked
knock
like
one
a
toward-
splat to me, but people kept calling it a bounce.
Okay. Okay.
But you can combo afterwards. So they found some stuff where you can combo into super if you land it.
So you heard the game is 70% complete, right?
Yeah.
Are you worried about that?
From a gameplay perspective, no. From a graphical perspective, yes.
Yeah.
um,
It has been improved since when we first seen it,
yeah. Everyone's
but I
got a ton of
think
videos,
it's
but
not going
it's
to
still
get that much better.
yeah. I'm not particularly confident that they'll improve the graphics to a point where they're on par with say SF5, Tekken 7, Guilty Gear.
It really sucks that they have to start over again
Yeah, it does.
from all the insane amount of work they put into 12 and 13 with the art style.
Yeah.
It
But-
seems like they couldn't reuse those sprites. You think? To recycle them?
I don't know. I don't know what their design decision was for
Yeah,
going
like
3D.
we don't know what's going on internally.
But I do like because I had an interview with the director or whatever like that, and I really like his attitude with his approach to KOF. So they said 50 characters on release and no plans for DLC at the moment.
50 characters is a lot, though.
That's a lot of characters.
And we got some characters that weren't in 13, like Angel.
Yeah, which is awesome that she's back in. I hope her max super is her old super that she had. She
What
did.
kind of playstyle is she?
She was like a luchador type playstyle. Or was it like a wrestling? She was like really wrestling.
Okay.
Based. So not quite a grappler. She had some weird chain combinations and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But her super was so cool. In I think 2002, I can't remember. She did the rock bottom into the people's elbow. It's so sick. If you haven't seen it, just YouTube it. But she literally does the rock bottom into the people's elbow. So I hope her like her super when you activate max mode is that, because that'd be sick.
So we have 50 characters coming out on launch, and then I'm kind of worried they haven't mentioned anything with the online. Like netcode is always a big deal, man.
But they did mention that they made combos like less emphasis on long execution combos. Like that's why they kind of got rid of the HD mode for online.
HD mode, guys, in case you don't know, is the custom combo stuff.
Yeah.
In KOF 14.
So they got rid of that, and they said
Or 13, sorry.
mostly so like ease of play online. Plus, they also included auto combos, which I really hate that they did that.
Yeah, so in case you guys didn't know, there is auto combo system where you can keep pressing a single button and it'll automatically do a combo, and if you have the meter at the end, it will finish off with a super. From what I heard, it'll do less damage than actually doing the combo manually, but from the sounds of it, it sounds exactly like the Persona auto combo system to help people get into the game.
I really wish they didn't do that.
A lot of people don't like it, obviously.
But I can understand why they did it, but yeah, it's just, it's so bad.
Oh, you gotta get people into these games, man.
But I do like the fact that they didn't compromise on the commands, so they didn't simplify the commands. They're still
the inputs are still the same, man.
quarter circle back, half circle forward, stuff like that.
I love those motions, man. I wish they were in Street Fighter. It feels so natural when you do those motions for some reason. I like it better than like going back to neutral kind of thing with the double core circle forward, you know?
Yeah.
I really like the swerve, the pretzel motion or whatever you call it.
The Raging Storm.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it.
So
what do you think about the party mode? Party mode's going to allow us to pick 2 teams of 3.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a total of 6 players, so 1 player controls each character online.
I mean, that's cool and all, and I'm pretty
It'd probably
sure...
be the laggiest match ever, but it would be amazing if you could do it. If they could pull it off.
I'm pretty sure that I know the Chinese like KOF knockoff XDZW.
What the hell are you talking about?
Just look it up. It's a fighting game made by I mentioned this before in a previous podcast. It's just a fighting game made by like a Chinese company and it borrows a lot from KOF. They had the same mode like that, and I'm pretty sure even SF4 had that mode too, where you do a team battle and each person controlled one character. But like those modes, they never took off. Like nobody played them. So I don't know. Like okay, it's cool that they added it, but like honestly, like how many people are actually gonna play that mode? So we'll see. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun feature, but I just don't know how much play you'll actually see. Like SF4 had all these different online modes, like tournament mode, team battle mode, and all that stuff, and like nobody plays them. They only do their player match or ranked match, and that's it. So like you have this like robust online features, and then nobody uses them.
They have Just Defend in the game, but we don't really know exactly how it works.
Yeah,
like if they'll give you health back.
Need more information, but yeah, Just Defend was originally in Garo Mark of the Wolves. If you Just Defend, I don't think it gave you frame advantage. But it gave you like a sliver of life back. So it was not like parries where if you Just Defend, you can like punish someone. But if you were good at Just Defending, you'd gain life back, and that kind of played into their other system, which was like you'd gain access to like a certain special move or a certain move when your life was at a certain section, and you get to choose. Like you can choose whether you want it in the first half of your life bar, in the second half of your life bar, and the third half of your life bar. So when you reach that point, you get access to like new like a new move and maybe some other things. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I didn't know that.
But if your life went below that, you'd lose access to it. So you'd have to choose like when did you want to partition this.
So you want to choose like, do I want to snowball the match or do I want comeback factor?
Yeah, and so if you were good at Just Defending, if you had it at say like midway and then you lost it, if you were good at Just Defending, you could regain that life to get back into that mode.
Oh, that's true. That's cool. Okay.
So that was one of the mechanics within Garo, and I'm probably butchered what that mechanic does exactly. I just remember briefly about it.
In case you guys don't know, Just Defend is when you time your block the same time you're getting hit. It's like a parry. You're just blocking instead of pressing.
It's like an instant block, basically.
Yeah.
You're blocking at the very last minute possible.
It was in K-Groove and CVS2. It gave you health back, and you got some rage bar for it.
Yeah.
And you could do it in the air, which was important because you couldn't block in the air on K-Groove.
Yeah.
And you could do it multiple times too, like a parry. Like if Blanca did electricity, you could do multiple Just Defends.
The timing for Just Defend was a little bit weird though, because like when you Just Defend one move, you had this weird pause, so it made like consecutive Just Defense.
It caused a lot of hit stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird.
A little bit awkward.
Any other mechanics you want to talk about for KOF? So they took out HD mode, but they put in the old
Max
school
mode. Yeah,
Max mode.
Yeah. So it's just like they said, you get access to unlimited EX moves while you're in that mode, and then a powered up super.
Is this like N-Groove from CVS2? Like, can you explain this mechanic to me? Engine? Just give me a quick rundown.
So it's like you could cancel into max mode, and it actually allows you to extend your combos.
Okay.
I wouldn't call them like a Roman cancel per se, but like you had this like brief like because you could cancel into it, and then you recover quicker, so you could actually like continue the combo from there. And then it would always power up your super, your supers.
It puts you into a state where you're like flashing yellow, right?
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it will in KOF 14 whether it increases your damage or anything, like if it's any sort of stat modifier. But based on the videos, like people are like kind of playing around, testing some stuff. It serves as the same function. You can cancel into the max mode activation and then actually extend your combo into a super.
Did you like HD mode from KOF 13?
I like it because I like doing combos, but I can understand a lot of people not liking it because it is a comeback factor in a way.
Hmm.
Um, it wasn't an easy comeback factor by any means. You have to earn that with Max with HD combos, but it definitely played an impact on the meta and like the tier listing because certain characters had like vicious comeback factor, like Kim, for example. One of the reasons why Kim is top tier in KOF 13 is his HD combo, because his Neo Max is like really unscaled.
Okay.
It just does so much damage. So like one straight hit with Kim, while he has just two bars and a full Neo HD bar, and he can make a comeback. Like
Okay.
he would like do more Half Life or whatever.
Like touch of death almost.
Almost. Not quite touch of death. You needed more meter for that, but like obviously as the match go down, most people are going to be like low life when they get hit, and Kim is just like the most simplest sequence you can do for an HD combo, and it would do so much damage. So he had just ridiculous comeback factor.
I feel like custom combos in fighting games really
It
break
always
it a
screws
little.
the yeah, it always screws
it
the
up because it
balance.
always has an advantage over other things. It does screw up the balance. But with KOF 13 making it so everyone has an HD combo and you're stuck with it, I think they did a really good job balancing all the characters that have decent HD combos. The only issue, I guess, was the insane amount of input overlapping. But they did have some shortcuts around it.
And
And
long cuts.
yeah, I didn't play KOF 13 as crazy as you did, Killer, because you actually like competed in a lot of tournaments. But those trials, man, just I still get nightmares from those trials in KOF 13. They were so insane. I still remember that phone call. Do you remember when I called you up and the game came out? And
Yeah.
I was like, yo, Killey. I'm like, I heard that KOF 13's got some trials. Do you know if they're hard? And you're like, I think they're okay. I think they're okay. I'm watching some of them. You should go ahead and do them. I think they're hard enough. They're worth doing. And then like I'm doing the trials and I get to like trial like 5. I'm like, man, it's starting to get pretty tough. This is weird. Like, and then once I got to trial 6, it was like Street Fighter 5 difficulty, and then it was like there's 10 of these. And I remember I saw the preview for 8, and I was doing Kyo, and I'm like, what is going on? You know, and I didn't even see Ash yet. Oh my god, those trials were so brutal.
But you loved them.
Oh, I love them.
I
I love them.
still remember when you finished Yellow and you went Ace of Spades.
Oh man, I was so happy. I was so happy they were finally done.
You screwed up on the Ace of Spades. You had to redo the last.
Yeah, in case people don't know, on the Ash trials, no, it was the Leona trials. It was the last trials I did for King of Fighters. I finished the last combo and I threw down the Ace of Spades and it bounced off the stick and fell on the floor. And I was like, "Fuck!" And then I had to do it again. And then if you notice the way I threw the Ace of Spades, it was kind of gentle. I was like, "Yeah," you know. Oh, that was a good blooper. I should have kept that. I probably got some old footage later, but if you check the blooper videos on my King of Fighters trials, it's usually just non-stop cursing. Just non-stop cursing. And then I finished the trial and I'm like, yeah.
I think the best was Blast Blue.
Oh, BlazBlue was the
BlazBlue
worst,
CS.
dude. That's when like I just had the camera rolling. And then it was just you guys were, playing games on the side, but it was just me in the corner just swearing at my TV.
You lost it on Rachel, man. Okay, this guy gets up to the last trial for Rachel, and then he plays the video, like the pre-done video.
I watched the preview. Yeah,
It was
I'm like,
insane.
because it was the last combo. I'm like, after this guy's, then we can play some other game, right? I'm like, it's the last trial. So I watched the preview. I looked at. I'm like, okay, let's fucking go. And I hit it, and I started doing the combo. Just no practice, whatever. I'm like, let's go. I'm like, da 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 da. I made it to like the 4th hit, and then I failed.
Oh, you had a war cry, man. You're like, let's do this. I'm like, let's go, motherfuckers. And then you started doing the combo, and then you failed, like partway through. Oh my god, it's like you lost your mind at that point. You just looked at how complicated it was, and you're like, after going through like 12 or so trials with Rachel, you're like, I've had it. Just lost your mind.
Oh man, that was the worst. But King of Fighters is way worse than BlazBlue though.
Yeah, it was a lot harder for sure.
I wonder if they're gonna have trials for Street Fighter Five. If they do, they gotta make it not just combos. It's kind of have to make it like Street Fighter EX, where you have to do some weird things like baseball bat 10 projectiles, or keep the opponent in the air for 10 seconds, something like that. Because otherwise, the trials would just simply be too easy. I don't even know if it's worth me doing.
In recent memory.
Burning bridges every day. Okay, anything else you want to talk about KOF 14?
No.
Okay. Well, final thoughts. Like, if anyone, what would you say, Killey? Like, if someone out there went up to you and said, Killey, I'm kind of interested in getting into Kino Fighters. Do you think I should keep my eye on Kino Fighters 14? Or it's
totally.
not? Yeah.
You're gonna have 50 characters. There's gonna be something for everyone in terms of character selection. And they're all gonna have their own unique playstyle too.
Mm-hmm.
And they've made it simpler in terms of execution, so you don't have to worry about the complications of KOF 13 execution. And like the community is behind it already, the KOF community in North America. So like all the Dream Cancel guys, shout outs to Dream Cancel. They're behind the game. They're good learning resource too for King of Fighters and other SNK games. So. The resources are there to learn King of Fighters, and I'm sure it'll carry over to King of Fighters 14 as well. So I wouldn't really be concerned about that. And SNK is definitely designing it with beginners in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably the best KOF to jump into if you've never played a KOF game.
Mm-hmm. So in the end, if you're interested in KOF, just don't worry and just wait till it comes out?
Yep.
Okay. All right, man. Next topic is F.A.N.G. I haven't done a breakdown for him yet.
Yeah, because you were so salty.
Yeah, the trailer reveal did not get me hype, I'll be honest. Aesthetically.
I think the trailer didn't do a good job in showcasing everything that F.A.N.G had to offer.
They kind of have this formula going.
Yeah, and the most thing is, like, how do you demonstrate the poison mechanic without going into much detail?
Mm-hmm.
So like all they showed was like, because they didn't even say outright that it caused poison, you just kind of had to infer that it did cause a status element, based on the visual cues, but you didn't get to see the rate of damage, whether it even did damage or grade damage, stuff like that. So a lot of information was left out, so it was hard. I imagine it would have been hard to really like showcase the character.
Yeah. As for F.A.N.G, like, what was I gonna say? The breakdown for him, I'm still waiting for more footage. I know there was the big match between Combo Fiend and Mike Ross, but I still want to know like the commands of his special moves. There's some special moves that we're seeing that are in there that's not even like explained yet.
Yeah,
like he seems to have a command dash and some stances.
Yeah,
and they haven't gone over that yet. So I still want more information.
It might be
before
incomplete.
I do a breakdown. I don't really want to do like a breakdown, then all of a sudden the video comes out like the day after. I get screwed over all the time every time I do that. And frankly, I don't have time to do like crazy trailer breakdowns like I used to with Street Fighter V coming around the corner because I've been working hard on the Street Fighter V tutorial. So, well, first off, why is his name pronounced Fun when it's an acronym?
Yeah, that's
like shouldn't it be his name just be F.A.N.G? Like, why does it have this? I don't know.
I don't know. It's very bizarre.
It is bizarre, man. Like we should just call him F.A.N.G. Like his name is an acronym.
Yeah.
So why is it Fun?
If it wasn't an acronym, yes, you would pronounce it the Chinese way, which would be like Fun. But it is an acronym, so it's like, well, shouldn't it be F.A.N.G?
Yeah, whatever. We'll just call them both. Let's talk about the stage real quick. You can see the Shadowloo, like
the Four Kings, and he's replaced Sagat.
And he's replaced Sagat, so he is number 2. And Sagat, I guess, said "fuck you, Bison," and went his own way, and he's like Team Ryu now. It's really cool that Sagat has like this crazy arc going on. So I'm pretty excited to see Sagat when he returns, which won't be for a long time. Like
or Sagat comes in with a beard.
Yeah. So he's gonna be, he was teaming up with Dawson last I heard, and then he just he just has his own arc going on. So that's pretty cool. And then now F.A.N.G has replaced him, and now he's Bison's number 2. In case you guys don't know, this F.A.N.G, like this guy's got an obsession with 2. He says, 2 minutes is all I need. He's got the kanji symbol for 2 on his chest.
All of his normals hit 2.
All of his heavy normals hit twice. His projectile has 2 fireballs. There's just so many things that relate to 2 with this character. It's really funny. So he's got like this little 2 theme going on, and first off, his normals. This character's really tall. He's like over 7 feet tall or something. It's insane. He's really really tall, and his limbs are long, and he's kind of got this zoning play style where he poisons you and has a lot of projectiles, and his heavy normals like all hit twice. Even his cross up hits twice.
Yeah.
And then his special moves all cause like a poison effect. Yeah. So he's got like a projectile where he throws 2 fireballs out, and they swirl around, and he can basically change the trajectory so it hits in shallow or deep, and if they hit you, you get poisoned. If almost anything hits you, man, any of his special attacks hit you, you get poisoned. And the thing is your health bar will turn purple, and it'll start to slowly decrease over time. And then if you're able to hit F.A.N.G when you're poisoned, it will cancel it immediately. But the problem I feel is that the poison seems too weak. It seems to drain your health bar way too slowly that it's not even really a threat, to be honest.
But it should be, because he has so many ways to poison you that it shouldn't deplete at a fast rate. Otherwise, he'd be too overpowered.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. If it's really easy to poison the opponent, it's not a challenge whatsoever. But I also feel that Capcom has designed this character in a way that they lowered his damage overall to compensate for the poison damage, right?
Yeah.
With that being said, I still feel that it's too weak. It's not something that's like, oh man, I'm poisoned, I really should do something about this. It's more like, I'm poisoned, and then you just still play the match as is, and it's just damage that you would have suffered anyways if his attacks did more damage in the first place.
But you can't sit back and...
You can't just sit back on a lawn chair. But I just feel like it's not threatening enough to make you really want to stop this immediately. It's not
still going to frustrate people, though. It's still going to frustrate, because he's going to zone you with multiple fire, because he shoots 2 fireballs, and each one poisons, too.
Yeah.
He's got the poison trap, like that forward-moving special that poisons.
Yeah.
And then his V-skill. His V-skill has no hitbox on it.
Let me talk about the special moves quick, and I'll get to the V-skill quick. I'll just go through the special moves one by one. So we got the projectile, where you were talking about, and then he's got a move where he dashes forward with the 2 punches or whatever.
Yeah.
And that looks like more like a combo ender. Right?
Combo ender, as well as like if they try to come in, you can throw it out there, max space, and you should be safe.
Yeah, it's just a short little dash, and he extends his hands out.
Yeah.
And he attacks with and he punches them, and then his other special move is he kind of ducks down and he creates a little poison gas from the ground, but it seems to only stay there when it's the EX version. So you're kind of like placing a trap on the floor that has its own hitbox.
Yeah.
And if they touch it, they get poisoned.
Yeah.
And then that's all the special moves that
we saw anyways.
That we saw, but we know there's more.
Yeah. Based on the trailer, it looks like there's some stances involved or whatnot.
Yeah. And then finally, the V skill is a projectile as well. It's a single orb that goes just straight horizontal. It moves pretty slowly, but it's unblockable. But it doesn't cause any damage, and it doesn't stun the opponent at all. It's like
there's no hitbox on it. It's literally just it's like Aracane's Curse in BlazBlue. No hitbox on it, but if you're in there, you're automatically poisoned.
Yeah, so if you throw this projectile out, his V skill, the opponent can simply just walk right through it like nothing ever happened. He just gets poisoned. But since he can't block it in the first place, it's really hard to avoid, especially when F.A.N.G can throw out projectiles and you have like 3 of these spheres on the screen at once. So it does complement him.
I mean, you're gonna get poisoned. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So I think they're playing it safe with them, because it seems like it'd be really overpowered if poison did too much damage.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It is challenging to balance this poison mechanic.
And we don't know if poison stacks. If poison stacks, that could be an issue too.
It doesn't stack, from what I understand.
It didn't look like it stacked. And if he can do extended lockdown pressure on you, that's also a problem too, because you're going to be poisoned in an extended amount of time.
Yeah, this character will have the shortest amount of time for balancing since he's the last character.
Yeah, so this character is meant to zone and poison you, and then frustrate the opponent to hit you in order to stop the poison. So he's got to come in, and that's going to be a challenge, right? You're going to zone him out, and then he's got his V trigger, which we haven't talked about.
So his V trigger, when he activates it, Poison Club will go over his body, and then when he simply comes close to the opponent, he will poison him. So it makes you want to play a more aggressive play style.
Not necessarily though, right?
No.
You think it's to play aggressively, but think about it this way: you're zoning them out, and they want to get in because they're poisoned. The minute they get in close to try to stop the poison, you pop V trigger. Now they're close to you. They're still poisoned. They're going to be poisoned anyways.
Okay.
So now it's like a lose-lose situation for them, because if they try to get in to stop the poison, the V trigger puts them in a poison state anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they stay out in your zoning, they might get especially with the V skill, they're going to get poisoned. So no matter what, you're getting poisoned.
You lose.
You lose. So it sounds like it sounds like it's a really overpowering.
But the way you explained it sound overpowered. You should be a Capcom dev, man. You do a good job of making things sound OP. You're just gonna lose, man. There's nothing you can do.
You're gonna get poisoned. Doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna lose, but you're gonna get poisoned.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just exaggerating, but I hear what you're saying. It seems like exactly like the reptile variation in Mortal Kombat.
Noxious.
Noxious.
What people compare it to.
Yeah, it seems like that. But I honestly, usually when characters are revealed, they don't give out all the information on V Trigger. I wouldn't be surprised that F.A.N.G gets some additional things when he activates as well. Mm-hmm. Like changes his normals or something like that. I would not be surprised. Did we talk about the super? No, we didn't.
No.
So his super is an attack. He goes up and he flaps like a bird. He starts floating in the air. But the activation itself is an attack when he swoops upwards and knocks the opponent up. And then he'll poison them and hit them a bunch of times in the air while flapping like a bird. It's so fucking stupid.
But it looks dumb, and he literally says, "I turn into a bird."
Anyways, from what I understand in Famitsu Magazine, they said that if you just do this attack raw, he'll drop like poison bombs below him. From what I read, I could be wrong, but that's what I read.
Looks like it.
Yeah, so has some utility to it. This character will just poison you no matter what, is what I'm saying. And yeah, like I said, we're suspicious about some special moves that weren't mentioned because we clearly see him doing a command dash. The reason we say it's a command dash because we see an EX version of it during the Combo Fiend and Mike Ross match. And he has some stance changes. We can see him lying flat on the ground, like cower stance, like Blanca. And there's some other ones where he stands up like a crane stance, kind of. Like he has stances. So we need to get some more information on that. You know what I'm talking about, though, right, Killey?
Yeah, I know from the trailer.
Okay. So you were just quiet there, so I thought I was just blowing your mind right now.
No, okay. Could be that when he was playing Mike Ross, maybe it was an incomplete version of F.A.N.G.
Yeah, possible.
Or he didn't want to show off too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We see, like, Balrog's statue in the back. He has, like, this chain around his neck. You can see there's, like, some slight changes to him. So I'm pretty excited for that. It seems like Balrog looked bald in the video, but he's not. He still has like the etching of his hair in the back.
Yep.
So I'm pretty excited to see what Balrog is going to look like when he finally releases.
Yep.
But overall, like, what do you think about F.A.N.G after seeing him play?
He looks like he's going to be an annoying character to play.
Does he fit in the roster?
Yeah, I mean, he's a very unique
There's something we forgot to mention, sorry.
He's a
charge character. There's not too many charge characters in the game right now. Yeah. We only got Bison, Chun-Li, Nikali, and F.A.N.G.
Yeah.
Like, that's it, right?
Yeah, they're not. Most of those characters aren't pure charge. Only Bison's a pure charge character. Mm-hmm. The others are hybrid.
We don't know if F.A.N.G's a hybrid. We just know that Combo Fiend literally said he's a charge-based character.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. So, but that would make him play more defensive too, though.
And yeah, that's a balancing factor in itself, right? The fact that he's a charged character.
Exactly, and usually when you're a charge-based character, you naturally play more defensive, which would complement his style.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if these stances are something like pressing two punch buttons or two kicks at the same time.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like Gen.
But he seems like a more effective zoning character than Dhalsim at the moment. But it's more to do with the fact that it's easier to figure out how to zone with the character than, say, Dhalsim right now.
Gameplay-wise, I really like how he plays. It's cool. It's something new. Aesthetically, I hate it. And I hate his English voice.
Yeah, his Japanese voice
I just hate it.
He sounds so much
goofy
older.
Characters. And we were so close, man. We had one more to go. And just like, then Fun comes, and I couldn't believe it, man.
But Rashid's goofy too.
Dude, if there was ever a time for a reaction trailer, like a reaction video from me, it should have been the Fun trailer, man. I was face palming. I was like this, man, just like slowly. And I was just trying to remain calm when I was watching that video. I was just like,
If you want to see the best reaction video, go look up Giuna. He has
Who?
the best Giuna, Jiyuna.
Yeah,
He's got the best reaction video to Fun.
really, it's good. Okay, I'll check it
so
out.
good.
That's awesome.
That's how I pictured you would have reacted.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yes.
then I definitely should check it out. Yeah, I was screaming inside for sure. I couldn't believe it. Like when I saw the picture of him before I even watched the trailer, I was like, "Oh my god, no, please,
Yeah,
No.
so salty.
no, please."
You're so salty.
Just so salty.
Oh man.
But let me know how you guys feel about Fun, and if we do finally get some footage, then I will release a breakdown for him when I get some spare time. If I get spare time, it's getting really nuts now, and Christmas is coming up too.
Oh, but that brings us into the next topic.
Ooh.
The beta.
The beta, it comes out on December 18th to the 20th, and
This
PC and PS4 cross-platform will start at the same time, so PC users will actually get the same amount of time as PS4. This will be the last beta phase before the game comes out, so hopefully we get an entire roster, or at least up to Dhalsim.
Mm-hmm.
At least 15 characters would be perfect, so we can see, all the changes and stuff up to that point. We had a little stress test a couple days ago, and we noticed that the crouching hard kick crush counters were in the game, which means that it's updated pretty far, man. We're only like 2 or 3 versions behind.
Yep.
So that's great. I'm glad we get to play a really late version of the game. I wouldn't be surprised too if they have a little preview on the 17th as well, guys. So keep your eyes out on Twitter, because before on PSN they said that the beta was going to start on the 17th. So maybe they'll have a little stress test on the 17th and then officially begin on the 18th to the 20th this weekend coming up. But I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be streaming hopefully all 3 days because I have those days off. So expect some streaming, and we'll be picking a bunch of different characters. I'll try to learn some Dhalsim and Zangief. My Dhalsim's going to get blown up, but it'll be hilarious. Are you going to come down, Killey, for the stream?
Should be able to, but we'll see. The weather is kind of getting worse.
Oh, don't use weather excuses. But yeah, hopefully we can get you down. Maybe Koala come down too. Could get a big variety of characters. It'll be pretty hilarious. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the beta, right?
Yep.
Last beta phase, guys. So make sure you get in. Oh, you also keep in mind too, guys, when you join the beta, everyone will get a couple keys to send out to their friends. So you'll be able to give your friends a chance to play Street Fighter V if they did not pre-order the game. So make sure you keep an eye out for that as well. Okay, finally. No, not finally. We missed out on Guilty Gear.
Oh, yeah. Guilty Gear X are on Steam. So that got released last week, I believe. Yes, last week.
Yeah.
Right now it's a really solid deal. Buy it within, I think you have until Wednesday in the morning.
Yeah.
So this Wednesday, if you buy...
By the time they hear this podcast, it'll be too late, man.
Well, you still got 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you buy Guilty Gear by Wednesday, you get it for 20% off. And within the first month of its release, all the DLC is free.
Which is amazing.
Which is like $100 value in total, game and DLC, for like maybe $30.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have Guilty Gear, it's definitely worth picking up on Steam. I bought it on Steam, even though I have PS3 and PS4 version of it.
Yeah, so do I think. No,
Yeah,
I got the
no, you got the
Japanese
PS4.
and the
You
English
got- yeah,
version. Yeah.
So the netcode is actually better than the PSN version. There's some bugs in the lobby system, but ArcSys is aware of all the various bugs it has, and they're working on it, so they're going to get those resolved. But when you do get to play, the netcode's actually better.
So are you saying that if someone does not have the game and they have a choice between PS4 and the PC, they should get the PC version?
If their PC can handle it, I think getting the PC version would be preferred. Right now, though, like a lot of the players on the PC version are newer to Xrd. So if you're looking for like skilled players, it's not quite there yet. Just
Are you
mostly
beasting people in lobbies?
yes. It's just mostly people who are new to the game and they're not they're not familiar with Guilty Gear, or they barely like had time to really train in it in comparison to the PSN. Because
That means I
PSN,
should play, man.
yeah,
I should get in there while I still can. We should do some videos.
yeah, we definitely can. We can stream too.
Bust
Because
out the
PC.
Leo, man. It's time for Leo to return. You better have got some buffs, man, on the last patch.
He did.
That's good. That's what I want to hear.
So yeah, like PSN has the more skilled player base, obviously, because we've had it for like a year, more than a year now. But the netcode isn't as good. So
A lot of
that's
people playing in the lobbies?
it's really hard to find. Not really hard, but like yeah, there's a lot of lobbies going on, and there's a lot of matches. But they changed the lobby system. So the open lobby system in the PS3 version or PlayStation version is gone. So it's just strictly ranked match and player matches. So
But there's
if
a
you never,
lobby, though, right?
yeah, there is a lobby, but it's like the open lobby system that you saw. Like you know how you'd enter like a server room or whatever like that, and then you see all these doors. You enter the doors and you get those arcade cabinets and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. They took that out from the PC version.
Oh, so what is it now?
It's just strictly the player match system that they had. So like you like instead of the open lobby, you always had the player matches as a alternative, right? Where you could create your own player match or join other player matches, and you could bypass this like the need to enter these server rooms or locations and enter doors and stuff like that, and just go straight into it.
Can we still go in those rooms, like with the arcade cabs, and sit down?
The arcade cabs are still there, but the rooms are gone. Like that whole
Okay.
system is gone from the PC version.
Oh, okay, okay.
So they simplified it and took all that out and just went rank matches, player matches.
Is the PC version demanding?
No, I can run it on my potato.
And what can't you run? Just for an example of people that are watching.
I don't know. I don't play many PC
Like
games
Street
anymore.
Fighter Five. Like, how did that run?
It didn't run very well. I had to really like lower the settings to get it to run smoothly.
But on Guilty Gear, it runs fine.
It runs fine.
Do you think with the PC version, like picking certain stages online won't make it lag as bad?
No, it still does. I already tested it.
Jeez, that's funny. Yeah, Guilty Gear, man. It's great that Arxis like released the game so early for PC, not just like a decade when the game is like not even played anymore.
Yeah.
Too bad it didn't have
also-
cross-platform though. But
Yeah, that would have been nice, but
it's better than
it
nothing.
could have been a nightmare to handle that.
The game's not that expensive too. It's like $20-something.
Yeah, man, it's cheap,
So you
and
guys should check
like
it
I
out.
said, it's $100 value because you have all the DLC for free within the first month, and then 20% off. So it's like get all that for about $30.
And that
So
game is so fucking beautiful on PC.
Oh, it really is.
It's
It's like PS. It's like
best looking fighting. Oh man, it just looks so good. Especially if you're a fan of like 2D sprites, even though it's not 2D sprites.
Yeah.
It just looks so good on PC. It looks amazing. People have like put some third-party programs and like got it up to 4K or even 5K, and it just looks insane.
so.
It looks insane on PC. Yeah, looks nice.
And Arxis is also releasing BlazBlue Chrono Phantasm EX on Steam.
Those BlazBlue expansion names, dude, just crack me
I
up.
know. And then Melty Blood Actress Again version 1.07 is getting released on Steam. That's crazy. That game is so old, but I'm hyped. I
Okay.
love Melty Blood.
Okay.
I think there was like one other fighter. Under Night, yeah.
Yeah.
Under Night, In Birth, EXE Late.
These names, man.
That's getting a Steam release, so that's cool.
Okay.
And then some other non-fighting game. I think it was like Hot Shots Golf or something like that.
Whoa!
It's like some golf. I could be mistaken. There's like
No, I
one
think you're
other-
right, man. I think you're right. Yeah.
Or no, Neo Turf Masters. Neo Turf Masters. I think that's it. I think that game is hyped too.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's on Steam. That's awesome.
So they're gonna get a Steam release.
Good
Is
shit.
it- Is it Neo Turf? Maybe not Neo Turf Masters. I could be wrong.
Mhm.
Because that's an SNK game.
Mhm.
Frick. I can't remember. It's like one non-fighting game that's being released on Steam by Arxis.
Mhm.
I wish it was Neo Turf Masters. I'm pretty sure it's not.
Mhm.
So yeah. So look forward to that because that is amazing.
Mhm.
So yeah, good stuff from Arxis.
So if you're remotely interested in Guilty Gear, do you recommend them to pick it up for PC?
Oh, for sure. So worth it, man. The fact that all the DLC is free, you get all the DLC characters for free,
Yeah.
and then you get all the colors for free, and then you get all the system voices for free.
Yeah.
Like, all that shit adds up, man, and then it's there for a $30 package. Like,
ArcSys will be sending you a check in your mailbox. Ching.
okay, sorry. The last game was River City Super Sports Challenge All-Star Special. That's the last game they're releasing for Steam.
Thanks, Killey.
I had to make sure.
Anything else with Guilty Gear?
Nope.
Okay, the final topic. I'm pretty sure that's the final topic.
Yeah, the last topic
is Akuma being in Tekken 7, Fated Retribution. You saw that trailer, right?
Oh my god, the graphics for Tekken 7.
Yeah,
amazing.
The game looks good.
Holy crap,
it
so
does.
beautiful. That game looks so pretty.
I was, like I said, I was so curious on what Street Fighter characters would look like in Tekken, and like Akuma looks like the best he's ever looked.
Yeah, man, he looks
so
good.
beast.
Like, it's graphically, oh my god. The
Yeah.
whole game looks beautiful, though. I mean, I have to admit, it's so pretty.
Yeah, like, but is this enough, Killey, to convince you to play Tekken though, with Akuma in it?
Akuma alone, like, I like Tekken. I was
Yeah.
probably gonna try Tekken 7 out anyways. Whether I'd be
Yeah.
competitive at Tekken is a whole nother story. It depends on how much I really enjoy it or not.
Mhm.
Personally, I didn't really like some of the direction choices they had with Tekken 7, like the supers and stuff like that. I really hate things like that because it felt like a comeback mechanic, or like there's really like unnecessary things for Tekken.
They're just spicing the game up a little, man.
A little, it's not the direction that I prefer.
Mhm.
But like Akuma's a marketing ploy. That's how you have to break it down. And I don't, not to be offensive or anything like that, but it literally is. It's a marketing strategy from Bandai Namco and Capcom. And like if it makes Capcom players try out Tekken, yeah, that's good. I mean, like mission success, right? Like that's kind of the goal of including Akuma into it. Plus, it's like a prelude to Tekken Cross Street Fighter to see how well they can like integrate Tekken and Capcom into Tekken's engine.
Yeah, like Capcom and Namco, like they have a deal where like, you know, they're allowed to use these characters, so they used it in the best way possible, you know, put it into their flagship game. And then also I said before in my video that Tekken Cross Street Fighter hasn't been started yet, but apparently people have been sending me a lot of links saying that they have been working on it for a while now, so we might see it sooner than later. So that's really interesting too. So
yeah,
thanks for those guys that brought that to my attention. I had no idea. So we'll be seeing a lot of crazy Tekken Street Fighter stuff soon in the future. And like I said, Akuma looks insane in the game. He maintains like a lot of his Street Fighter-esque attacks, like his double kicking hard kick. He's got, you know, the juggles, you know, the Tekken-esque strikes and stuff, but he's got like his Go Shoryu, like his EX Fireball, EX
air fireballs, he has Raging Demon, like
yeah, he's teleport, air fireball, like he's got a lot of stuff that makes him Akuma. So that's really, really cool, and they integrated it into the story. We don't know exactly if it's canon, but it looks like they're trying to.
I kind of like the way they wrote it in, because remember in the early trailers for Tekken 7, you had Kazumi talking to someone. He said, "If I fail, can you please kill Heihachi," or something like that, something along the lines of that. And I think that was like one of the early trailers, but we never knew who she was talking to.
Yeah.
And all this time it turns out to be Akuma.
Yeah, so they planned this out for a while.
So that was really cool.
And Akuma says he's indebted.
Indebted, yeah.
So what do you think that's about?
I don't know. It's really weird because Kazumi is Heihachi's wife.
The guy who throws people off mountains?
Yes.
Okay.
God, when I watch your video and you're like butchering the storyline, oh my god.
What? Was it cringe?
I cringed.
Dude, I apologized before I even
know,
said anything.
you were
I
upfront,
fucking
but
apologized.
I cringed.
Yeah.
Because Tekken has a really rich storyline.
I heard it does.
I like the storyline for Tekken.
I wasn't trying to belittle it or anything. I just wanted to be honest.
I know. You were being honest and you didn't know, but it's like
Yeah.
there's just so much in Tekken storyline.
But there was a lot of people in the comments that like explained the story to me, so it's good.
It's a cool storyline.
I'm
the
like,
characters
this
are
is pretty cool. Maybe I'll just watch like a bunch of cutscenes in a row. You know,
Jin's my favorite.
like it's pretty robust for a fighting game, that's for sure.
It is.
You know, it's not like I'm saying Street Fighter's storyline is any better. Street Fighter's storyline is a mess right now.
The best is Gouken's storyline. He literally wakes up after being buried.
I don't know why you're so butthurt about this.
I'm not butthurt. I'm just
This
saying.
muscle.
It's just like it's the most stupidest explanation ever. And he's like, "Oh, I've been asleep all this time. You were buried. You were
No,
buried."
man, you never had one of those crazy naps that lasted like 10 years? Never?
He was dead and buried, and then he just wakes up and he's like, "I was sleeping all this time, but yet I'm still ripped, and my muscles haven't atrophied." Unless he was even more ripped than they have.
Yeah, he was even more ripped, man. He looked like Aganos from Killer Instinct.
But those are the explanations we're given. At least in Tekken, they do a better job.
Yeah, yeah.
We have Wesley Snipes in Tekken.
So do you think like Akuma was not put in Street Fighter V on purpose at launch because of this deal?
It wouldn't surprise me, like a
Do you think
time,
there's a conspiracy?
not necessarily a conspiracy, but like an agreement saying like, okay, you have the rights to use Akuma. In exchange, we won't use Akuma during this time period, like exclusivity rights kind of thing, right?
Gotcha.
It wouldn't surprise me if that some sort of deal worked out. And it's like maybe they didn't plan to put Akuma in the initial roster in the first place, or as the first batch of DLCs. But yeah, it could be related to him being in Tekken 7, because you don't want to detract sales from either game.
Yeah.
By
Because Ono and Harada are really good friends.
yes, they like to joke around a lot.
Yeah, the two lead designers of both games, they're really, really good friends.
So it's a nice deal that works out in favor for both of them. I mean, Akuma being in Tekken obviously gives some attention to SF5. Obviously, there's some people, like Capcom players, who are like, oh, give Tekken a shot because Akuma's in it, and I want to use Akuma in Tekken because that's interesting. So part of the marketing strategy they had seems to be working out. Those players stick with Tekken. Like, if those players stick with Tekken, they really enjoy Tekken afterwards, amazing. Then, like,
it was successful.
Job done. Like, job successful.
Do you think that Tekken characters will appear in Street Fighter V now?
Not sure. It'd be interesting if they did. I did like using Jin in Cross Tekken.
Okay.
A very brief moment that I played Cross.
Yeah.
Jin and Jury.
Like, I was trying some Kazuya, trying to do those Jess frames.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough, man. It's not easy. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some Tekken characters in the future.
I would get hype if there's Tekken.
Would you get hype?
You
think they'll get a Tekken player to play Street Fighter?
We'll see. Did Tekken Cross Tekken, did Street Fighter Cross Tekken get Tekken players to play? Like, I think Rip played it initially. I don't know whether all these Tekken players really stuck with the game or not. But yeah, there were some Tekken players that picked it up and competed, like Mr. Naps and stuff like that.
Oh, Mr. Naps, man.
Yeah, man. Shang Tsung.
Yeah, man. Seriously, he's really entertaining to watch. They tried putting some Tekken mechanics in Cross Tekken as well. You know,
yeah, they did with the juggle
system. It wasn't just a fully Street Fighter game.
Mids. Mids hitting. So yeah, they tried to balance the two.
I really liked using Kuma in Cross
Tekken.
Tekken. Kuma was really
Hammer
fun.
Mountain Man.
Yeah, he was really fun to use. So there's that, right? Yeah, I'm really curious. So, like, are you gonna try out Tekken 7 now with Akuma in it, or were you just gonna try it out anyway?
I was gonna try it out anyways because I like the Tekken series, but I was never. I think the last time I was like competitive in Tekken was like Tekken 3, Tekken Tag 1. Those are like the last two Tekken games that I actually like spent time to be competitive in. But like, it's not like Tekken, just because Akuma in it doesn't mean it changes my mind on Tekken. Like, Tekken's always a good fighting game. Like, I respect Tekken. It's just a game that I don't think I can really be competitive at anymore. It's just so different than what I'm used to, and like, it's really hard to balance fighting games, man. Like, multiple fighting games for me. I don't have the time as much. It's like Street Fighter 5, Guilty Gear, vastly two different games in itself. Right?
Yeah.
Throw Tekken in the mix and try to learn that from scratch, man. It's like, it's really tough to balance multiple fighting games like that. People who can, I have a lot of respect for, like Tokido, for example. That man.
That's because he's a genius, man.
He is a genius. The fact that he can play so many different, like, vastly different fighting games and be extremely competitive at each one, like making top 8 in like all these different games, is insane. Like, was it Evo or was it Canada Cup? I can't remember. He like entered every tournament and he topped 8 in like every tournament. And he was just like decorated with medals.
Looked like a general when he walked out.
It was just insane. He just had so many medals. I can't remember which tournament it was, but he literally like entered like all the tournaments and then he like topped 8 in like every one of them, winning a couple as well. And he just had like all these medals on him. It's just insanity.
I got a bunch of messages in my Facebook after I posted that Akuma thoughts video, and people were like, "Vesper, why aren't you playing Tekken? Why do you hate Tekken?"
It's not like you hate Tekken.
I didn't say that though. I don't know. I think a bunch of people thought like I hated Tekken or something. I guess it was the way I said it. That's not what I meant though. Like what I meant was, just because Akuma's in the game is not gonna make me, I want to play Tekken now, kind of thing. It's if people on my YouTube want to watch me play Tekken, or someone wants to try to teach me, yeah, I'll try out Tekken, but it's not just Akuma alone that's gonna make me do it. You know what I mean?
Because Akuma is a marketing ploy, and it's not like it's like, oh man, I want to try it just because of Akuma. No, like if Tekken has its own merits to play the game, and if you like those merits, then you're gonna play the game regardless of whether Akuma is gonna be in it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, if someone's willing to teach me, maybe I'll try it out, I'm just saying that Akuma alone won't be the one to do it. I'll definitely be playing Akuma, though, if I do try out Tekken 7. That's for sure. Like, hopefully something familiar will be in there for me to get started. You know what I mean? But I don't just play fighting games, too, guys. Like, I play a ton of other games than fighting games, just so you guys know. There used to be a ton of videos on my channel that I actually took off and put onto my other channel. That's not fighting game related, so I guess it does seem like I'm a huge fighting game person, but I don't know, it's funny. But it's cool. There's a lot of people that watch my channel that play Tekken, like that's really interesting to me. So maybe one day, would you like to see me get blown up playing Tekken 7, Killey?
We'll learn it together if that comes.
Oh my god. I could just see myself like jumping back and trying to throw air fireballs and just getting destroyed. Flying off the stage and it's
some guy's gonna sidestep and counter you hard.
Yeah. It's good. I don't know, man, if I'll get time when Street Fighter 5 comes out. It's gonna be so nuts.
I'm telling you, man, it's really hard to balance fighting games.
This is the age of fighting games, man. We're getting so many.
There's a lot of fighting games coming out, and it's just really hard to balance all of them and be competitive at all of them. I can't do it. Me personally, I can't do it. I can't play that many fighting games and be competitive at all of them. I want to be, if I play a fighting game, I want to be like competent and competitive at it.
Yeah.
If I'm half-assing at the game, then I'd rather just not play it. But I do like the Tekken series. I love the story and characters for Tekken. So.
From what I've mostly seen in the comments, a lot of people are saying they don't really mind if Akuma is part of the story. They think it's cool. It spices it up. They don't mind if the universes are intertwined. Most people say that. But overall, like I think they did an amazing job with Akuma and Tekken. He's the best he's ever looked with that, and they use the same engine too. Somebody reminded me that they both use the Unreal 4 engine. So there you go, man. So if you guys are even interested, check out Tekken 7. I don't know when it's coming out, the expansion, but looks good. Anything else you want to talk about the Akuma trailer?
Nope. Just game looks gorgeous, man.
We'll try it out together. It's funny. I could totally see
Stag's gonna be there, and he's just gonna be all just randomly like, I fucking love this game.
Yeah. Oh man, Stag. But yeah, I don't know. What else is going on this week? Are you gonna watch Star Wars?
Yeah, I got my tickets for Sunday. They were sold out on like Thursday, Friday set.
I'm gonna wait a bit. You could tell me if it's good. I don't want to go in the theater for a bit. I'm kind of scared.
Well, the Star Wars fans.
Yeah, it's just that kind of fan base is kind of scary to me. I like non-rowdy theaters, I guess.
I can understand that.
They banned like lightsabers and helmets and stuff.
Oh, really?
From the theaters in my area.
Oh,
I don't know about yours.
I'm not sure. We go to the same theater. What are you talking about?
What? I'm talking about Northside.
Yeah.
We usually go to the West End, man, when we go watch a movie together.
Yeah, but I mostly go to the north side one. So that's besides the point.
Oh really? If I get like invited to like a private screening or something, I'll go. But we'll see. I'll let it ride for a bit.
It's gonna be crazy though. J.J. Abrams, man.
Oh my god.
And the new Star Trek trailer came out today.
Yeah, from the
Just
Fast and Furious director.
yeah, it just
Man, it was
looks
just
like
like a totally different like vibe to it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're just like, oh my God, what did they do? Abrams, please.
Well, I saw the X-Men trailer too. The trailer
Age of
didn't look too
Apocalypse?
good. Yeah, it didn't look too good, but we'll see with the next trailer or whatever. But there's so much cape shit, man, just going on. It's nuts.
Oh yeah, yeah, and then we had the Batman, Superman as well. Lots of superhero movies actually. Deadpool as well. Holy crap.
I know it's nuts, dude. So yeah, man, Street Fighter V this weekend. It looks like the next thing on the list of things to do. I'll be trying to stream it as much as I can, which I got the days off, so it works out. So anyways, next podcast, Killey, I guess we will talk about Street Fighter V as a whole again. We'll go by the engine and the characters and how we feel, because the game is pretty much close to finished. You know, if this thing goes gold, they need like at least a month, right, to start shipping these games out. So it's, you know, we're almost seeing the final version of the game. So I think it's close enough that we can start talking about it as a finished product and just our thoughts on how we feel about it. So next podcast we could definitely do that. Anything else you want to talk about, Killey, before I wrap this up?
No.
At the 1 hour 40-minute mark. Pretty impressed. I thought this would go on for 3 hours because we had so many topics to talk about. But if there's anything you guys would like us to talk about, please mention it in the comments below. Let us know how you guys feel about the things we're talking about: Capcom Cup, Ken of Fighters, Guilty Gear, etc. And yeah, guys, take care and have a good week. And I'll see you guys online in Street Fighter V. Peace.